Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Very Reasonable Pilots Podcast. I'm your host, Charles Long, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Jake Loth. How are you doing today, Jake?
I'm doing all right, Charles. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. It's about, let's check the temperature. It's about 17 degrees, so that's something, you know?
I'm assuming you mean Celsius.
Yes, I mean Celsius, because I am no longer in the United States of America.
What a way to announce that.
Yeah.
It's what temperature is it? I think it's like 80 here.
Yeah, it's fucking hot there.
And that's in Fahrenheit,
fires?
not Celsius. We'd probably die.
Oh, yeah.
The fires, they're like on fire.
That's not good. Bad.
But you know what isn't on fire?
What?
My pitch this week.
It's not fire?
Because it's
Are you
not
saying
good.
it's not fire? You
Yes,
don't have a fire pitch?
That was the
Okay.
joke, Charlie. Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Just wanted to make sure our audience didn't get it.
So I'm being a little hypocritical here because I always make fun of you because you pitch a lot of space adventure shows.
I love space.
And in my little notebook here, I have written to describe the show, Space Adventure Show. So, not
Wow.
exactly,
Yeah.
great.
I love it when I love it when a plan comes together. By plan, I mean I just am trying to make sure that every show that we pitch is set in space.
Okay.
How many shows have we pitched that have been set in space?
A lot, most of them probably.
I don't think most of them. I think it's like half.
Well, it's the Mandalorian.
The Womandalorian.
The Womandalorian, that's right.
I'm checking our
the
YouTube
DC
channel.
in space. Your. I think that might be it, actually.
No.
No, you had a space show
Yeah.
recently. I think it's 3 actually. Let's just do
3. Let me check.
What's the third one?
A new kind of space adventure with you use the cover
yeah.
for the Outer Worlds as the thing. Yeah, only 3, unless you count the Matrix as being in space, because it can be anywhere. I guess.
A lot of future shows though.
Yeah,
So
I love the future.
maybe this isn't too repetitive. I guess it is kind of a lot like your a new kind of space show.
Ooh.
So
Well, let's hear it.
in the sense that it is a crew traveling around space, but this crew is not your explorers. They are traveling mercenaries. They're sort of like the Guardians of the Galaxy in the sense that they just like go around and like help people out and do jobs, but they're not like special. Did you say the guys from Solo?
It's like the guys from Solo, like Woody Harrelson and Jon Favreau from Solo.
I would say they're a mix between the two because these people are they're not like as I guess virtuous or courageous and heroic as the Guardians of the Galaxy. But they're not scumbags like the people in Solo.
Well, maybe not all of them are scumbags. Maybe only 1 or 2 of them are scumbags.
They're just sort of mediocre
Fair enough.
mercenaries that do like average jobs.
The mediocre at best mercenary company.
Okay, so our first character is the only one I have a name for. His name is Dora, like the explorer. He is our leader. He's skilled. He's serious. He's like our Captain America type,
Okay.
But
Captain
he's not.
America type.
Unlike Captain America, he's not as skilled as Captain America and always right like Captain America is.
Does he think he's really skilled and righteous?
Yes, he thinks he's great. He thinks he's Captain America, but he's kind of like average.
I'm imagining, for whatever reason, I'm imagining him as a really small guy. So I'm imagining like if we're going with Marvel here, like the Avengers lineup.
Yeah.
It's like Tom Holland wearing an oversized Captain America outfit.
He's like 5'10",
Yeah.
He's not he's not 6 foot. He's not like Captain America tall.
Yeah.
But he's not short either.
Is he skinny or is he buff?
He's average. He's very average.
She should have a bit of
If he takes his shirt off, you're like, Yeah. You're like, well, he could lose a few pounds.
Everyone.
But he's not fat.
Yeah, he's not
muscular. You can see that he doesn't go to the gym very often.
Who does?
But he's very serious. He's our character that takes every situation very seriously and is very strict.
Okay.
And he's the self-proclaimed leader of the group.
Okay. But
then we have character 2.
Character 2, lovely
Character
name.
2, who does not have a name yet, but I'm hoping you could help me out.
I will help to the best of my ability.
Character 2 is our smart ass. He's quite bothersome and joking and sarcastic and really likes to bother character 1. I imagine that in this series there's going to be a lot of moments where they split up and there's like an A and B story, and these two characters are always together because they are really annoying together. Kind of like us, you know?
Yeah. So you're the Captain America one and I'm the Rocket Raccoon one, basically?
I think we switch off every time we do a pitch.
Okay.
You know, Character 2 is always whoever's not pitching.
Yep. I'm trying to think of a good name.
If I had to describe this character, it's like imagine Star-Lord, but more annoying, significantly more sarcastic. Like he's got that sort of like jovial energy where it's all like kind of fun and games.
Yeah.
I imagine very much like Star-Lord. He has like 2 pistols and he flies around with little rocket boosters. And this guy's like a really good shot. He's very skilled, and that's why you need him on the team because he's good.
Yeah.
But he's really annoying, and he likes to do things on his own a lot and make decisions by himself that don't always benefit the team.
He's the prankster of the crew.
Exactly. You know, he likes to do things that are funny.
I think we should give each character the name of like a character from a child's animated show.
Okay.
I think that'd be good.
Who are you getting from character 2 then from that?
I'm thinking about Tommy from Rugrats. Tommy Pickles.
Tommy, I like Tommy.
Yeah,
Maybe
Tommy.
not the last name, but Tommy. We'll go character 2 is Tommy. Let me jot that down now.
Okay. I'm trying to think of some other shows we watched. Patrick. We could have Patrick.
Oh, I got Patrick here for character 3.
Yes.
Character 3 is the strong silent type. He has a monotone, tough-sounding voice. And like the Mandalorian, he never takes off his armor. But unlike the Mandalorian, it's because he's a random, this rare group of people that are born in armor. And so if you take it off, it's very painful. It's kind of like a turtle shell.
Oh, okay.
So
I for whatever reason, I imagined him as like a really small guy who just got stuck in like a big suit of armor.
No.
He's like, I can't get out, so I might as well become a mercenary, like the Scorpion or the Rhino. Spider-Man. Isn't it weird that both the Scorpion and the Rhino are trapped in their respective animal-based super suits in the Spider-Man lore? Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Why are they both trapped? Just one can be trapped and one can be like, I can take it off to get a shower or whatever. Because that's always my first thought. Like, how the fuck is he washing? You know? How's the Rhino washing behind his ears if his ears are behind like 16 tons of metal? You know?
I do know. I never thought to question that. Maybe they have a comic that's like very specific and it's about Rhino's life. There's
some really good Rhino comic I've heard about. It's like Flowers for Rhino or something. It's like a Flowers for Algernon thing where Rhino gets super intelligent.
Oh, okay.
It's good, apparently. And he wears a suit. He wears a suit over top of the Rhino's costume.
That's kind of funny.
He's just like a 10
really
foot
big
tall
suit,
dude in a little,
Looks
suit.
like Kingpin did in the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah. Or like what's his name? Joe Fixit, the gray Hulk who wears a suit. I know a lot about Hulks.
Apparently.
Do you know about Joe Fixit?
I think I've never read a comic with him in it, but I've seen pictures.
He's a version of the Hulk that he transforms into the Hulk at night, like a werewolf.
Oh, that's pretty stupid.
And he's gray, and he's not the most intelligent Hulk, but he's relatively intelligent. And he just went to Las Vegas and became like an enforcer for the mob. And he wears a big suit, a big pinstripe suit with a big hat. It's great.
Alright, so character 3, kind of like the Hulk, speaks in like half English, where he's like me like this, or smash and things like that. He's not going to say smash because that's probably copyrighted or something.
He's only going to say smash when he's about to get laid. Smash.
But he's kind of like the Hulk in that center, like Groot, where like you don't really He speaks in like half English, but he's not like Rootin where he just says one word. Yeah, he doesn't talk a lot. Strong silent type.
Maybe we could give him a really high-pitched voice, and that's why he doesn't talk very much. He's embarrassed of his high-pitched voice.
No, I like his... I wrote monotone, tough sounding.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go with that.
Monotone.
So we going for Patrick with this one, or do you want to change the name?
I think Patrick works.
Going for Patrick.
And we need a female. We need a lady. You know? You can't just have a sausage-fest spaceship.
Well... That's
unless you're doing
I didn't write a lady, but we'll keep going here. So we're gonna go into the pilot because I'm gonna introduce the fourth.
Wait, but we haven't gotten the okay.
We have a fourth character who's gonna get mentioned in the pilot at the end. So the way it's gonna start off with is character 1, Dora, is going to be going for a bounty, and when they get to the bounty, it's sort of like this cool scene, you know, like the opening for The Mandalorian.
I haven't seen that, but yes.
Okay, never mind. So he goes in like a badass and he like
Plus.
walks in, like shoots a guy that's like threatening the bounty, and he like walks up all badass and like, you know, takes out all the guards and grabs the bounty. He's like, oh, you know, I'm gonna bring you in and stuff. And then 2 is also there, character 2, Tommy, and he's like, well, like, but like I'm here too. Like we should split the bounty because he sort of helped out a little bit because Dora was about to get shot. And Tommy saves him, and so they're like, okay, well, I guess I should get a cut. And they're arguing over who gets to claim him, and they decide to go halfsies. Halfsies. And as they're going back to the ship, or they're going back to like the boss, like, you know, the guy that put out the bounty. They're going to find out that they had to get him alive, which was not stated on the poster. So that's a problem.
Or it's in really tiny fine print, or printed in a different alien language, and they're just like, that's probably just the alien language translation for bring him in for 5,000 shekels or whatever.
Yeah. They fucked up. They didn't read the poster right. Yeah. And so they don't get the money, and they just toss the body in a dumpster somewhere. And as they're like just walking down the street, the guy's friends, you know, the guy that they just killed, show up, and they're like, hey, like, you know, you just murdered our friend. You know, they don't just say hey, they like scream.
They're like, hey,
and they start shooting him,
and
like, so they're running away. Yeah, it's the way it goes.
Hey, man, why'd you kill my friend, man?
Exactly. And so they run to the dock, and they steal a ship, a spaceship. And they get, as they're like getting onto the ship, very like A New Hope style, when they're on the Death Star and they're like getting shot at and getting on the ship. A stray like bullet or laser goes past and hits Patrick in the armor.
Okay.
And he doesn't like that, so he starts murdering the people. And we have like this cool like Hulk moment, I guess, where he just starts taking out guards, and Tommy and Dora look at each other and like, we need this guy. Like, this guy's pretty...
Yeah, this guy's great.
This guy's good. So they bring him on the ship with them, and they sort of fly away as they're getting shot at. And as they get on, like, they're getting away and they're getting settled on the ship, they see a squirrel on the ship. Well, this squirrel is a sentient squirrel, who's basically Rocket Raccoon. That's basically what he is.
Is it a size of a normal squirrel, or
the size of a normal squirrel? So he's not bigger. He's not bigger.
Small.
Like, yeah. I imagine him as sort of like him and 3 are like together, sort of like Groot and Rocket Raccoon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he's like this just little squirrel on his shoulder
that hides like in his armor.
Yeah.
Maybe what we could name the squirrel Bugs.
Bugs. That's good. Squirrels, Bugs. All right.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, though. The squirrel is the castaway who claims the ship is his. And there's going to be constant things throughout the series about the squirrel and Dora arguing over who's actually captain and who gets to drive the ship. I'll just start calling the squirrel Bugs from now on, I guess, since we decided on that. So Bugs is also a space archaeologist.
Oh.
So he's like he's a very smart squirrel. And that will play into their adventures when they see like ancient stuff, you know. We'll have the
I'm thinking we give him like a some like biologic, some like cybernetic implants or whatever, and he's a squirrel, but if he gets like onto the back of your neck, he can jack in and take control of your body for a brief amount of time, so he can actually be useful during the fights.
Well, he's gonna have, his own little weapons. He's gonna have little guns.
He's a squirrel. How big is a squirrel bullet?
Squirrels are pretty small, but this is the future, Charlie. Yeah, lasers and shit.
It's squirrel, like a gun. A bullet's not very large, and a gun is.
Yeah, but Rocket Raccoon holds like massive, huge guns, and that's fun.
He's raccoon
I think it'd be
size.
comical to have this small squirrel holding like huge guns.
Or maybe he's just got one enormous gun that he's trying to like transformed into also a form of transport.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got like a hover skateboard that he like jumps down and like flips a bunch of dials all around it to get it to fire.
Yeah.
So it's like an enormous cannon that he can fly on. Yeah.
Maybe he's he's like a big squirrel. Not like 1.5 times the size of a normal squirrel.
Is he this big? Is he as big as this can of beans?
You're holding a can. I think a squirrel's bigger than that can, so.
Not all of them.
Yeah. They are.
Squirrel probably weighs as much
1.5 times the size of a squirrel, let's say.
Okay. That sounds good.
Now I'm thinking like I should add a female character because I didn't do that when I was originally coming up with the story.
Well, if you don't really give them any genders, it's not like what. Okay, the big guy is a weird alien race that we're probably never gonna see his actual you know, biological things, or if we do, it's like when we see. Like, there's some panels where the Thing from the Fantastic Four gets like a piece of this rock knocked off, and you just see this weird lumpy pink thing underneath. I imagine that's what, like, if a chunk of his armor gets hit off, it's just this like searing pain and like steam coming off of where the Thing used to be. And it's just this like really thin, small, limb.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I sort of imagine Tommy. The smart-ass one, to be like a humanoid lizard person. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he's not human. The only human person
Argonian.
is Dora. Yeah, it kind of looks like an Argonian from Skyrim. Yeah.
For whatever, I imagine that Dora has like he's inherited all his ship. Like the ship was his father's, and his father was a great space hero.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm gonna follow my father's footsteps, and he has this brother who's like way better than him.
Yeah,
who doesn't have a girl's name.
I think, I think that would be good if we have his brother also has a crew, and it's basically the same people but better.
But way more skilled.
Way better, yeah.
The huge like bruiser they have is an intellectual, and he spends all his time reading.
Yeah. They have like a female lizard person who's like a brilliant shot, like is like the best shot in the galaxy.
She's like fucking Deadshot. She can just ricochet bullets off of everything. And
then we have instead of a squirrel, they have like a bear, like an actual like useful animal.
Yeah, or like I don't know, maybe a dog. A dog who can stand on his hind legs and has thumbs and is a scientist.
Okay, you're getting a little. Maybe a fox. Fox would be cool, like Star Fox, like
or an eagle. Just something that naturally kills and eats squirrels.
Yeah. Just and they sort of bump into each other throughout the story, and every time Dora's brother comes up, he's like, oh, like, hey, bro, and he's like gives him a hug, and he like loves him, and Dora's like trying to kill him because he hates him. But he like doesn't really notice and just sort of like is being that like lovable older brother.
Mm-hmm. They're like, wait, who's older, Dora or the other one?
The other one.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought too. I'm imagining like they compete, like one episode they're competing for a bounty.
Yeah.
And it's like close throughout because our protagonists keep cheating. Yeah. But eventually they lose. Like our guys lose the bounty. And then it's like his brother and the crew come over to shake their hands and be like, it was a good competition. And while they're doing that, the squirrel sneaks over and takes all the money.
Yeah, that would be good.
Runs back.
That would be so great, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. No, that'd be nice.
All right. That sounds
We could have you mentioned like the ship and it's like their dads or something like that. And we could have like a flashback scene or maybe something when they like first meet where the dad like on his dying breath gives the ship to his other brother.
Yeah.
Just to see the disappointment in Dora.
Or he just like Dora like the dad writes up a will that says, I want all of my spaceship equipment to be given to my favorite son, Larry or whatever. And then like just right before he dies, he just kind of like or right after he dies, Dora kind of like erases that. And it's like, split it 50-50 between my two favorite kids, Dora and Larry. And
I feel like Larry is kind of a dumb name though. It needs to be like a stereotypical like the other crew
Zack
feels like
Danger.
they need to be who you're following.
Yeah.
They need to look like if this was a stereotypical space show, this is who you'd follow. This is like the badass group. It needs to be like Jack Danger, something like that, something stupid.
Zack Explosion. I don't know. Or like we're basically doing the what's that Rick and Morty episode with the that makes fun of Marvel.
Vindicators.
The Vindicators. That's what it is. Basically the Vindicators. Do a Vindicator. Maybe it's like a joke, like they have like women on that crew, and then Dora doesn't have any women on his crew. It's like, no woman wants to go on the ship. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Look at these guys. Look at these sons of bitches.
There could be a joke that he's sexist, but in reality, it's just that no one will accept his offer to join.
I will never. It's like, it's bad luck to have a woman on a ship. You can't get a woman on a ship. Oh,
it's like there would be a couple episodes where they try to recruit someone. They're like, no, why would I? You guys are like, I have so many better offers than you.
Yeah, are you fucking kidding me? Should we give the ship an AI, like an AI for the ship to
See, I don't know about that. I feel like
ship AI
4 is a good number, and
I think you're right. It gives us 2. You 2 split off.
Yep.
Yeah. And we could have repeating like characters coming in.
Yeah, like rotating.
A rotating cast of other spacefaring vagabonds.
Yes, exactly. Like help them out for a little bit. Maybe we'll have we could have like a repeating female character who they consistently ask to join, and always says no.
Yeah. And she's like, fucking no, of course not.
I make so much more money by myself than I ever would with you guys.
Or maybe we could set them all in the same universe as our other space shows. And they could meet.
So, yeah.
And
they could have an interaction.
After one show, if we get one space show off the ground and then it gets canceled, we get this space show off the ground, and then in one of the episodes they just kill the other people, protagonists.
Yeah. That's how your show ends. Is they get killed by my show.
They just the ship explodes, and then
in an early episode of your show, they get like a bounty from some civilization they fucked up. And in mine they kill those people. Like it's if you watch both shows in the beginning of the episode, be like, wait, this is like exactly the same situation that happened in that other show. Like this is what they did, and then you'll see them meet and they'll die. It'd be great.
Or maybe like what a bounty, or one of the bounties that they're hunting is a character from the other show, and they're just like, oh, sorry, man, he fell into a wormhole, and now he was canceled after three seasons.
Yeah. Yep.
He spent 3 years entertaining thousands with his space adventures, and then he fell into a wormhole and died. Sorry.
That could be a great joke. We could have it so, let's say your show gets canceled, right? And my show exists now, and we have an episode where we hunt them. We're hunting your crew, and we finally find you. We track you down, and the ship crashed. Everyone's dead. You see like the bodies everywhere, like blood and guts pouring everywhere, and Tommy just looks over at Dora and is like, "What happened? Like, what? How could this have happened?" And the what's it called? Patrick is just like, they got canceled. Yeah,
they got canceled. It's cancel culture gone mad. Cancel culture.
God.
Yeah.
And maybe like the joke that'd be like, it's like, hey, like God, I hope that never happens to us. And we're like, yeah, we probably got like 1 or 2 more seasons.
Yeah, we got a couple more years of doing bullshit. Or it's like, or he's like, yeah, just viewership wasn't there.
Nope.
That's when Patrick just turns over to the squirrel and in like a perfect English accent. It's just like, it's just the viewership wasn't there. It's a real shame. There were a lot of creative ideas on play there, but...
And if there's an unresolved plot line, it's like, yeah, I was really looking forward to see what happened with, the whole...
Willie the Wallaby.
Yeah.
Willie the Wallaby, their arch enemy.
Yep, exactly. I was wondering where it was all going.
Yeah.
Nope,
never gonna find out.
I heard they've got a GoFundMe, but...
Yeah, we should start a GoFundMe.
For
we
what?
should start a Patreon.
For what?
Very Reasonable Pilots Podcast is making pilots podcasts.
I don't think anyone would fund that. I don't think any of the ideas are that good, to be honest.
No.
I mean, I like our ideas, but,
Yeah. But still.
We
know. We get it.
All right.
Wow.
I
Yeah, we've been talking for a while.
We have been.
All right. Great. I think that went very well. Do you have anything else you'd like to say before I send us out?
No, I mean that's probably it. That's all my idea. That's all I had in my little notebook.
Well, I think that would be a very good show. Do you have a title by chance?
Oh, I'm actually stealing a title that you pitched to me once.
Oh, what is it?
Beyond Reason.
Oh yeah, that's a good. I like that. I like that title. Didn't I give that to you?
Yeah,
Whatever.
That's what I just said.
Okay.
No, we used that for another space show that we came up with together.
Yeah.
And I just stole it for this. Actually, I also came up with one as well that worked for that show that I could also use for this one. So Beyond Reason or Side Quest.
Side Quest. I like that. All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to the Very Reasonable Pilots Podcast. I have been your host, Charles Long. With me as always has been my co-host, Jake Gloth. And you can find us on all sorts of social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can't find us on Facebook. Please follow the Very Reasonable Pilots Podcast Twitter. That will be linked in the description. And subscribe, ring that bell, hit that like button, and tell us if you could be any form of life. What would you be? I would pick plant life.
Plant life?
Yeah.
I mean, photosynthesis is kind of cool, but...
I want to photosynthesize. I don't want to eat. I want to photosynthesize.
Okay.
Like that SpongeBob thing. You remember that episode?
I do remember.
Well, thank you everyone for listening.
All right, bye.
Bye. Kisses.